Um, this work is called A Blanket and the Sky. Very straightforward, explanatory kind of a title, but I think the context of it is quite complex, and at least what I tried to do out of it. I encountered very many years ago a colony of road workers who were who had a whole group of houses made, this is the prototype of that house, where the materials that they used in their daily work, which is the tar drums, they cut it open and put it under the road roller, which is also a vehicle that is they have access to, and then they made these structures which was held up by kind of soil on the base, and used them as temporary shelters. These are not permanent homes of the workers, but a temporary home when they are moving from one locality to another, and that can be the work can involve about a week's labor. And I'm not interested in overemphasizing the social conditions of the workers living in such conditions, which I think would be not in my capacity as an artist, as an urban artist, to talk about. I would be uncomfortable to do that. But what interested me about this structure, these homes, were the fact that the materials that they used was defined the nature of their house. The house was structured in such a way that the height of the drum was the height of the house. The dimensions of the sheet that they got out of a drum was the dimension of the full house. All their things were kept on top of the ceiling, on top of the roof, with like bundles of clothing and utensils, and the body basically was squeezed in, and they had their rest in there. I was interested very much in the fact that the materials was what was deciding the comfort of these people, not the other way around. It's not the body, the stretching of the body was not determining the extent of the house. I was interested as an artist, to impose the same conditions on myself, and so here I first made the prototype of the house, and then I made over that like a multi-storied, which is obviously a kind of a modernist kind of a structure. I made another 2 levels where the darkened space of this interior was opened out into an expanse of the sky just by the act of poking holes into this very material. So on one hand you have the restricted space created by the material, and by just the act of poking holes into it, we expand that space into something that's quite limitless. And in the base of this, I have cut up a sheet of the same tar sheet into, like in an origami, where by pricing it up and folding it, I have a prototype, a very small version of the same house here, but together they become a colony under the skies. And yeah, for me the formal is really important, that in a way, though I'm talking about something that's very organic, that I'm using recycled materials, which was a really hard thing to do because they have very different tensions and they behave very, very crazily, that it was very important that I built something that was not organic but was very formally a modernist structure.